When Raila Odinga recently began on his trip to the Mount Kenya region to campaign, he had only one single member of parliament accompanying the entourage, who was from the region. One. By the time this particular caravan gained momentum, 13 MPs from the Mount Kenya region had joined it. You see, there is one thing many political analysts in the country called Kenya are ignoring, or maybe they don't know, and that is the fact that Raila Odinga understands the Mount Kenya region, the House of Mumbi, better than most Kenyans. In my view, one of Raila's greatest strengths is the fact that he does not bring emotions into his politics, because the Mount Kenya region have never voted for Raila. And when people repeatedly don't vote for you, and even worse, start talking funny things, evil things about you, like the story about everybody in the House of Mumbi will be required to wear kaptulas if ever Raila was elected president. That was a story being sold in 2017. And there are many other very hurting things the region has said about Raila Odinga in the past. Now, naturally, when you get this kind of response from a region, you're supposed to be bitter, angry. You don't want to hear anything about that region. And many of the opponents of Raila have never realized that unlike his late father, Raila keeps out all emotions away, very far away from his politics. He is just cold and calculating, and always focused with a clear mind on how to get votes from somewhere, even a place where it seems impossible. And as a result of this, you can be sure any tiny opportunity Raila sees, he will take. In fact, in my opinion, Raila Odinga understands the Mount Kenya region better than his own native Nyanza, Luo Nyanza. Oh yes. And of course, Raila started his latest campaign shortly after the Mombasa bombshell. The thing about DP Ruto's 2013, half of the cabinet, all coming from one region in Kenya. And so, the ground was very ripe. And I don't think the timing was an accident. In politics, timing is everything. So after Mombasa and the bombshell, he rushed to Central Province and the Mount Kenya region. You know, if you're looking for a wife, you hear rumors that recently alichapwa sana na baba yake. That is the right timing. When she feels she may not be a member of that family. When she feels ostracized, anachukiwa, you come with your love. Perfect timing. What? Anyway, this is a family channel. I have to be careful about what I say. But my advice to young men, you need to understand that women are very different from men. Women always make critical decisions based on their emotions. And that's just the way they're wired. Even the most intelligent woman on earth is swayed very easily by emotions. I challenge you to go to any constituency in Kenya, even the most remote, as the campaigns heat up, and ask any lass, why do you like this particular political candidate? Why? What do you like about them? Why do you want to vote for them? And more often than not, you'll receive the response, I just like them. Huyo jamaa mwingine ni mo ugly, mazee. Ladies, my sincere apologies if I've upset you. I know there are many ladies who are followers of this channel. There are many ladies who are my supporters on this channel. Yeah, but please understand, I am taking notes from the manufacturer. It has nothing to do with you personally. Yeah, it is just the way the manufacturer manufactured women and the way he manufactured men so differently. Even when it comes to emotional issues of the heart, a man's brain is still working overtime. Yeah, you look at a lady and say, oh, she's very beautiful. She has very beautiful and so on and so forth. Yeah, my friends will be very impressed. Nitaonesha watu. Wakiona huyu mchumba wangu. Oh, some of them wataenda wameze wembe. But a lady, even if you're the ugliest person around, will look at you and say to herself, he's very caring. He's really sincere. He cares about me. This is the kind of person who could take care of me for the rest of my life, etc., etc. Anyway, politics. But as I always say here on this channel, politics has everything to do with human nature. You cannot divorce human nature from politics. That would be a huge mistake. Now, one thing Raila knows that many people may not know is that if you want votes from the Mount Kenya region, it is extremely important that you do not look like you're threatening them. When you threaten a member of the House of Mumbi, let me rephrase that. When you have any tiny small inkling that there's something called a threat hidden in your campaign for votes in the Mount Kenya region, you are done. Just ask the colonial government. You see, the Mzungus threatened many other communities in Kenya, and the response was always the same. They cowed, waliogopa, yeah, and they quickly got into line. Bila maneno mingi. But when they came to Central and threatened people, nobody or very few people got into line. The rest of the community decided to teach the Mzungu a lesson they would never forget. You see, our brethren from the House of Mumbi need to be respected, whatever you think about them. They need to be respected because they are one of the most resilient communities in the entire continent of Africa. And what is more, they're very good at hiding their true feelings. So they'll smile at you, they'll cheer you on. Yeah. But when they're talking amongst each other in their language, in fact, they won't even reveal what they're thinking. Directly, they'll talk in parables. Oh yes. And if you're able to understand those parables, you will know their true feelings. In 2013, a presidential candidate known as Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was vying for the presidency. And already he had come from a very bitter defeat, where most of the Mount Kenya region had not voted for him. They had ignored the rivalry between Kiambu and the rest of the House of Mumbi that has been going on for decades. And instead they voted for a man from Nyeri, Mwai Kibaki. And if you went to the ground at that time and tried to get the true feelings of the House of Mumbi about this candidate, all you would have heard is, sasa Kamwana amesema nini? Huyu Kamwana? Huyu Kamwana? They're not saying anything. They're just reacting. And I need to remind you, there were other members from the House of Mumbi vying for the presidency at that time. It was a crowded field. There were people like Peter Kenneth, Tunawesmek. But when voting day came, the House of Mumbi was still speaking in the same way. Sasa huyu kamwana, huyu kamwana. And they voted for him almost to a man and a woman. So, I hope DP Ruto handlers, for their own sake, because I hear the way some of them talk on social media, I hope for their own sakes, they know and understand that even if they hear praises for the deputy president in the Mount Kenya region, when it comes to the day of the polls, kitaumana, for sure. These are not people to joke around with or take casually. So just continue those polls of yours, showing that the deputy president is very popular in the Mount Kenya region. You can even do 1 million polls, showing that he's leading by 99.9%. It doesn't matter. When it comes to the day of voting, mtashanga. You know, one edge that the candidate called Raila Odinga already has is that he has spoken and convinced the rich tycoon Kikuyus. These are the guys who, between them, a relatively small group, hold the Kenyan economy on the palm of their hands. Between them, they're worth triple-digit billions. And therefore you can never convince me that they don't hold sway. These are people who, if they feel threatened by a particular presidential candidate, are able to remove money from their own pockets to change things. You know, I have seen some very naive comments on social media where people have rubbished Raila Odinga's efforts at meeting the money boys from Central Province. These naive young men have said he's wasting his time. The votes are with the masses, not with the people with money, which of course is true. But in my opinion, and in the opinion of many, it would be a tragic error to lie to yourself that the huge money in Central Province will hold zero sway in the upcoming polls. That would be a mistake. And there's absolutely no doubt that these people are with Raila currently. I don't know about tomorrow. Things can change. But as of now, they're with Raila. And it's for a very simple reason. Indeed, the reason is obvious. These people have businesses that must run countrywide. And therefore, the most important thing to them is something called peace. Peace. Hakuna kitu ingine. They need peace at all costs. Peace at all costs. And you know, these people are thinkers. They cannot be swayed by money. They have enough of it. And they want more, yes. But you don't have the kind of money, no matter how rich you are, to sway them with money. Let alone wheelbarrows. And the truth is, I welcome you to do your own research. The truth is, they are not comfortable with one of the major presidential candidates. But they're comfortable with Raila. Although I still believe something is going to go wrong. And I promise, towards the tail end of this video, I will tell you why I think like that. These rich tycoons are also very worried about the situation facing members of the House of Mumbi residing in the Rift Valley. Now, there's a very interesting situation here that I want to highlight. The rich tycoons, for the sake of peace, want Raila Odinga. The House of Mumbi members in the Rift Valley, for the sake of peace, want Deputy President William Samoei Ruto to win the presidency. And to make it all even more confusing, some of these tycoons own very serious businesses, large tracts of land in the Rift Valley. So the question is, who will blink first? Now, I have reason to believe that the candidate, Raila Odinga, has already given these people a plan of how they can be peace in the Rift Valley if he wins the presidency, or if his candidate wins the presidency. I know many people don't want to hear that last part of my statement. Yeah, they don't want to hear anything about Raila Odinga not being on the ballot. But think about it for a minute. This is a man who has never lost an opportunity when it has presented itself for him to sacrifice. It is like Raila is very attracted to any situation where he needs to offer some form of sacrifice. Sacrifice his personal ambitions, sacrifice something valuable to himself. And so, assuming he does the same in 2022, I'm not saying I have information that he'll do that. Yeah, I'm just saying assuming he sacrifices his bid for the presidency in 2022 and gives us another name, Raila will have behaved very much in character. That's his character. And that is one of the reasons why this man is one of the greatest Kenyans I know who is alive today. Anyway, that is the situation. And something else Raila has going for him. He's crafty. The bombshell that was dropped in Mombasa. Hey. And we're only getting started. What else will he do? What other trick does he have up his sleeves that will lose votes for his main opponent? Because, my friends, this show has just started. Mambo Bado. This political duel between Raila Odinga and William Samoei Ruto imeanza tu. Hata usitoe popcorn, mambo bado. Hajaanza vizuri. And I strongly advise that if you had a sufuria on the fire somewhere in the kitchen, remove it. Because if you don't, chakula itaungua for sure. Because you're going to be so engrossed in the moves that are going to be made shortly. You'll be on the edge of your seat. You will not even smell the burning food. I assure you. Na hiyo popcorn, nunua stock ya kutosha. I recommend at least 2 gunias. Because there'll be no time, unfortunately. This is the kind of show you cannot pause. You cannot even rewind to see what you missed. Hey. Drama, bin drama, mto drama, Arab drama, Nyar drama, zote pamoja. Now, as I promised earlier, there's something I think is going to go wrong here. And don't get me wrong, this is not a prediction. I wish Raila Odinga all the best. I wish the country called Kenya all the best. But based on what happened in 1969, something is bound to go wrong. Of course, I'm talking about the Ichaweri blood oaths. Now, it doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter how educated you are. The truth is, you can never reverse what was ordained by the manufacturer, Almighty God himself. And the truth is, blood oaths are binding. And they're dangerous. And the blood oath taken so long ago has still never been renounced. It has never been reversed. And that blood oath that was taken, when you look at it a little deeper, you'll realize is the source of the problems for our brethren in the Mount Kenya region. And that blood oath was against the Luo community. I am, of course, in prayer for a miracle to happen. But those are the facts on the ground currently. Now, before I go, let me give you some very important piece of information. Remember the notorious 36 or is it 39 bloggers? Si unakumbuka hao jamaa? Hata wako kwa hii channel kwa wingi. Now, those people, do you think they've gone on retirement? Do you think they've stopped doing what they normally do? Huh? They're still very much active. They're changing their tactics, but they're still here. And I'm very determined to learn from the mistakes of the past. And therefore, one of the ways we can all beat these propaganda peddlers is to not allow them to dominate the comments area, using various handles. Because anybody who comes to this channel or anywhere else on social media and sees the comments will believe the propaganda they're pushing, will believe the popularity of the candidate paying their bills. So on this channel, in the last few days, I've been very active, very busy, looking into ways and means of frustrating the propaganda peddlers. And one of the best ways of doing this is that we're going to be having a discussion in our comments area after every video. I will ask a question and I will ask you for your views. Of course, linked to the video you've just taken in. For example, today, the question is, based on the information I've just given you, do you think Raila Odinga will take away any votes from William Samoei Ruto in the Mount Kenya region? What's your opinion? I'm very interested to know about the general feeling here on the ground, actually amongst the middle class, because the people on the ground, I'm with them almost daily, and most of them are not on social media. Anyway, I'm interested to know your views. And it is important that you also give me a reason why you think what you think. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.